Welcome back to Pen and Prosper, a podcast where JT Lawrence is coaching me, Melissa Delport, to be a six-figure author. No one is more thrilled than me. Welcome, JT.
Thank you, Delport. It's nice to see you.
Always, always. Okay, so we're diving straight in today because further to our episode last week, we spoke about this thing called Universal Fantasy. I have no idea what it is. You know what it is. You've just read the book. Okay, before we get to Universal Fantasy, I think let's give a shout out to our paid subscribers.
Yes, so thank you very much to Vicky Tait, Monique Thatcher, Kimberly Granick, Jenn Mitchell, Connie Cisco, and Sheena Cundy. Thank you so much. Cundy, I'm not sure. I will
Just
message
ask
you and ask
it.
how to pronounce your name.
Yes, that means so much to us. And for those who want to know how to support the podcast, the best way to do it is through Substack. It works almost like a Patreon, so you can go into a monthly subscription or you can do a once-off donation. We are hoping to get the YouTube monetized. To do that, we've got to get to 500 to go onto a
Yeah.
Patreon system. So if you have any friends, family, children, loved ones,
Pets.
pets that have a YouTube channel, please ask them to subscribe. So grateful. Okay, so Universal Fantasies. My Universal Fantasy is for us to get to 500 subscribers, hard, but I'm assuming that that is not what it means.
Super, super interesting. They are similar to tropes. And I think a lot of people confuse them, and I don't blame them because they're so similar that, yeah, I even think it's difficult because not only have I read the book, but I've listened to her name's Theodora Taylor. There's the
Okay.
book.
And the book is
Um,
called Seven Figure Fiction.
yeah, Seven Figure Fiction, How to Use Universal Fantasy to Sell Your Books to Anyone, Theodora
Okay.
Taylor. And authors often call it butter because she talks about butter
Okay.
a lot in the book. Um,
Okay.
And the reason I say it's quite difficult to explain is because it is, but also I've been listening to interviews with Theodora, and I think even she battles to explain it sometimes. So this episode will be interesting. I'll try my
This
best.
will be JT at her least eloquent.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
Butter. But
Um,
I think once we know what butter means, we can all apply butter to our business, I'm
yes,
assuming.
yes. So, well, to your actual books.
Okay.
So the whole butter thing is butter makes everything taste better, right? Like you have pasta and you put butter on it, and all of a sudden it's delicious. It just goes with anything, and it makes something more delicious. So do you want your books to be more delicious?
Okay, butter makes everything better.
Yes, that's basically the premise, right? That's what when people say your book needs more butter, and butter makes books a lot easier to sell, then this is what they mean. So we know what tropes are. A universal fantasy is very similar to a trope, but it's not the actual trope. It's what makes the trope feel good. It's what makes
Okay.
the trope delicious.
Okay.
So let's say the billionaire trope. Like it's called the billionaire trope. We all know what it's talking about, but what is actually delicious about that? So you have this amazing alpha male coming into your life and just having all the means necessary to just give you the life you want and to spoil you and to make all your fantasies come true. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the
So,
difference. Like trope billionaire, universal fantasy, all this beautiful fantasy stuff that everyone wants.
so the trope
Universal, everyone
is
wants
what
it.
the trope feeds the fantasy.
Yeah, it's what makes.
Fantasy comes first, like the desire comes first, and then the trope feeds that desire.
No, I think the trope is like the overarching umbrella,
Okay.
and then all the good stuff, the
Underneath.
good stuff underneath that umbrella is the universal fantasy. So this is one way she says it. If the story is the body, like your whole body, that's the story, then the brain is the trope. So the trope's telling the story what to do. We all
Okay.
know how billionaire trope works. So the story,
Yeah.
the body knows what to do. But then the heart is the universal fantasy. So all these like ways kind of point you to what she means, but it's difficult to describe in like one line, right? Are
Yes.
you kind of understanding?
Do we have like a book example? Like
Yes,
this
yes,
is
yes. There
okay.
are lots of examples. The main one she uses in the beginning is Beauty and the Beast, and that's what made me think of your latest
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay.
series because I'm like, oh yeah, this could be Beauty and the Beast.
Please
So
tell me the Universal Fantasy is the library.
yeah, it is one. It is one.
Desire for
So
books.
yeah, so let's just go go through some of the Beauty and the Beast things. Okay, so
Okay.
The first universal fantasy of Beauty and the Beast is being forcibly removed from your boring life or somewhere you don't fit in. So, Belle was like living like a peasant and she was a bit bored and she couldn't really read all the books she wanted because there were only limited books around and like she had this life that she kind of wanted to leave, but she didn't know how. Okay.
Yes.
So being forcibly removed from your boring life. She didn't choose to leave. The beast came like the horrible, horrible beast came and basically abducted her because the dad didn't have another way to, I mean, there was no other solution to the problem, right? Like she had to go.
Yes.
Then Beauty and the Beast, Universal Fantasy 2, the bully really likes you. So like think of like a high school drama, rom-com or whatever. And
Regina George. Everyone wants Regina George to love them.
who's Regina George?
Tell me you have watched Mean
Oh
Girls.
my God, Mean Girls. Is that her name, Regina George?
Regina George.
Oh
Regina
my
George,
God.
like the most famous bully ever.
Definitely. I flippin' love that movie.
And yet everyone scurries around her because they're
Yes,
actually desperate for her approval.
yes, yes.
Okay.
So the bully really likes you. And I'm sure it's a lot of high school, the bully things, right? Like the main asshole guy in the football team or whatever, and he likes you. It's like quite a thrill. It's
Yes.
not the nice guy who likes you, it's like the big bad popular guy
Yeah.
likes you. Then you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
like that feels good.
Damon.
Yeah.
Everyone wants the Damon, not the Stefan.
Exactly. So can you tell like where that deliciousness is when you hear that example? It's like the bad guy who
Yeah.
likes you. It gives you that thrill, that like, hmm. And can you see like that's not a trope, that's a fantasy.
Yes,
Okay.
got you.
All right.
What would the trope have been in Beauty and the Beast?
Beauty and the Beast, the trope,
Forced proximity,
definitely forced proximity, yeah.
billionaire romance.
Billionaire, definitely. Alpha hole.
Okay, got you, got you, got you. Okay.
Beauty and the Beast, Universal Fantasy number three, abuse of power. And she basically says it's so much fun to read and see naughty and wrong things. So like no one wants to admit that they want something naughty, but through reading you can experience it without getting yourself into trouble, right? Uh,
Like 50 Shades of Grey. Nobody wanted to admit they liked it, but it sold how many
yeah,
copies?
exactly. Yeah. She says the beast uses aggression and power to take away all of Belle's choices.
Okay.
And going back to your book, like I can see how that would work if that guy took away her choices and basically imprisoned her. But at the end of
Yeah.
the day, he is the one. He is the bully and he chooses her. Number four is the most popular guy or the richest guy in school chooses you. So it's very similar to the thing before where the bad guy chooses you. Not only do you get the primal preen of attracting the desirable guy all the other girls are talking about, but you also get that beauty pageant winner feeling. Okay, so basically like every high school movie made ever.
No one wants to admit they want to win the beauty pageant, but they do. When they dress up for their dance, they want to look beautiful and they want to have that like moment, right?
Yes, and not included in Beauty and the Beast, that is a universal fantasy, that glow up thing. It's like, and the more dramatic a makeover, the better. And I mean,
Yeah.
I remember I used to love those kind of high school movies when
Oh, which was the one with the great Queen of Genovia, Mia Thermopolis Romanaldini, whatever her name. Princess Diaries. The Princess Diaries.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
With the Princess Diaries, yes, where she finds out that she's a princess and then she does
Okay.
the whole glow up and
Yeah. Like how can you not love a glow up, right? It's
no,
just
I know,
it's so
I know.
it's so great. Number five, servants who are delighted to serve. So she's like, imagine you just have these servants around you and they want to cook for you and they want to like clean your house, but they want to do it. They're not there because you pay, okay, obviously you're paying them because they're not slaves, but they're not there because you're paying them. They're there because they want to serve you.
Yes.
And like, how amazing would that be to have all these people just like cooking dinner for you? Like, how much would you
Oh,
love
friend,
that?
you speak into my heart. That's my heart song. You know how I hate cooking.
I enjoy cooking for my family, and I need a freaking break, man. I can't make the same.
Imagine having a PA doing all these things for you.
Amazing. Not never gonna happen, but
It's gonna happen.
The PAs I can afford are not going to move in with me and cook my food, Delport, but thank you. I appreciate your faith in me. But this in Beauty and the Beast, I mean, I haven't watched Beauty and the Beast for like maybe 30 years. So I can't, of course, I remember the.
You didn't watch the Emma, is it
No,
Emma Watson?
I should actually watch it with Ellie.
Oh, wow. It'll change your life.
Is it
She's
great?
phenomenal, phenomenal in that
Okay.
role. It's
Okay, great.
not as superficial, if I want to say
Okay.
it.
All
It's
right.
just a little bit deeper, a little bit more. Oh no, it was incredible.
Okay, I'm definitely going to watch it because now that I've just read this book, I think it's important to just like solidify the stuff
Yeah.
there, the
Yeah.
learnings.
And watch it with Alex. She'll love it.
Yeah, no, I think she will. And
She'll
Robert
love it.
will love it.
Beautiful.
But the servants who are delighted to serve reminded me of the housekeeper in my billionaire book, my billionaire series, because she loves cooking for them. She loves looking after. There's a baby who appears. She loves looking after the baby. It's like it's her life thing, you know. And like, how awesome is it to have someone like that in your life who just wants to help you and they love helping you? Universal
Yes.
fantasy for sure. The
All
next
right.
one. Oh, fixer upper. So that is kind of like glow up, right? But if you find a fixer upper, you find something that you can't fix up, like those reality shows where you find like a deserving family and you fix their
Yes.
house for them and
Very
you
handsome.
know, make it beautiful. And then
It
also, of
costs a lot
course,
of
Queer Eye, right?
yes.
That's, I mean, it's been how many seasons do they have now? It's amazing. They just keep going. So that is an excellent universal fantasy. Then number seven is a wounded main character in need of love, healing, and understanding.
Okay.
I think that features in a lot of dark romance because those main character assholes, in the end, they.
And billionaire because it's that whole that wealthy protector that
Mm,
comes through, right?
mm,
And that doesn't work if you have a kick-ass female protagonist who doesn't
mm,
need any protecting or
mm.
any well.
Yeah, but what I'm saying with dark romance is it's often the asshole male character
That's the
who's
hero.
actually he's an asshole because he's wounded, and then like the love
Oh, oh,
transforms.
okay, got you. Okay,
But you're
okay.
right, it does say wounded main character. She says examples: Jack Ryan, Wolverine, every single character in Sarah J. Maas novels.
Can I tell you how much I love Wolverine though?
Do you?
X-Men was my thing, hey? X-Men is like, you know
Uh,
me. I love
Robin loves him
superhero.
too. Absolutely loves him. He's so
Yeah.
upset because he can't watch the latest Wolverine movie because of the age restriction.
Yeah, they get very dark, eh?
Yeah,
Very...
sure.
Anyway, but I get the Wolverine. Like that's yeah, that's amazing.
And then she gives another example here. She says, the same goes for Christian Grey, the star of E.L. James's mega best-selling 50 Shades series. He's been emotionally and psychologically damaged by things that happened in his past. So in real life, you would say, dude, engage a therapist. But in fantasy life, you're like, hello.
Yes, true story,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Because if you met
Okay.
him in real life, you'd be like, that's sicko. But in the book, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
this is
Oh,
nice.
yeah. Number eight, not just any gift, the right gift. So for Belle in Beauty and the Beast, it was the library. So he's not
Yes.
buying her flowers. Like flowers are nice, but what does
Yes.
she absolutely love? Reading. And he's like, here's your library. I mean, isn't that amazing? Imagine someone came into your life and just gave you exactly it's about seeing someone, right? It's about completely seeing someone and knowing
Yes.
what they desire and giving it to them. Isn't that delicious?
Yes. I like it. That's why it only happens in fantasy worlds.
But we can give it to our readers, Delport. We can give it to our readers in our books. Number nine, the love triangle. I think this is a very common one. I think people
Yeah.
often talk about this as a trope too. But anyway,
Yes. I think the love triangle is a trope as well.
yeah. Examples: Hunger Games, Titanic, Vampire Diaries. I've never seen Vampire Diaries. I think I should watch that.
Oh, I don't know if we can be friends.
Oh, okay, I'm putting it on the list.
It is. Oh, good luck though. I won't see you for a few weeks. Talk about Universal Fantasy. His name is Jamin Salvatore right there.
Okay. So what's the main like premise?
Massive love triangle. Two brothers, bad brother, good brother. White shoes.
Okay.
Although it is choose, and then the female lead is like orphan. There's so many tropes in it.
Okay, okay.
They took it from Twilight and they made it almost into a TV series, but it's so much darker,
Oh,
dark theme.
oh, nice.
Lots of witches, lots of magic,
Ooh,
lots of hybrids and vampires and werewolves, and but just so good. And the
okay.
first two episodes, don't be misled. The first 2 or 3 episodes, I actually was a little bit scared
Oh,
because it was like crows and nighttime and like people getting like
yeah,
attacked,
yeah.
and I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. Very quickly they motored through that and made it about the dynamics of the characters.
Okay.
So very character driven. And did I say Damon Salvatore? I think I said Damon Salvatore.
Yeah, you did.
I'm just gonna leave, I'm just gonna leave you there. In fact, most of my main characters when I first started writing were based purely on Damon.
Really?
He was every movie casting I ever did. Remember I told you I used to do the book tours? And then they would do
Yes,
who's your dream casting, and
yes.
he played every lead role in every book.
Awesome.
He is, there he is.
Mine
But
is mine
very
is The
bad.
Witcher. Have you watched The Witcher?
I wanted to try and grunt, but it might get very awkward. I was going to do the grunt.
Henry Cavill, like he does nothing for me as Superman. Like he's when he's so clean cut, I'm like, who is this person? Like, get away from me. When he's The Witcher, oh my God.
That was such a perfect casting, right? And then they replaced him, and I think it just all came tumbling down. Do you know, after watching The Witcher, there was that sex scene with the girl, but I spent weeks walking around singing that toss a coin to your.
Yes. That character's so amazing. I
Oh
love
no,
it.
it was such a good series. And I believe the books weren't like as good, but
Oh, I heard they were brilliant.
did you?
Yeah.
I think the problem is when it starts with such a big blockbuster series,
Yes.
it's very hard then for the actual books to
Oh, you know
compare.
what? I think the books were good, but the game wasn't as good. Because like,
Oh,
it was a game. That's what made it popular. I
okay.
think the book
Okay.
wasn't that popular, and the game made it popular, or
Yeah.
something.
Okay.
I don't know.
Anyway.
But like the book's not going to have Henry Cavill in it, so like
Exactly.
Universal Fantasy number 10, makeover. Okay, so Fixer Upper isn't quite the same as makeover,
Okay.
but
Okay.
okay,
Makeover is the one I was
yeah.
talking about with the Princess Diaries. Okay.
Um, and then she said a bonus Universal Fantasy for Beauty and the Beast was banging a beast. Because this has become quite popular. Like there's like fae porn, monster porn, alien porn. It's
Yes.
it's quite a thing. Like I don't get it yet. I still want to like explore like what's making it popular. I'm not judgmental at all about it. I just like there's zero heat in my body when I think about like banging a beast or a monster or anything. Like I'm like why? Why
So
would you
fae
do that?
porn is very much not a beast. They want to pretend that it's a beast. Trust me, it's not a beast. It's a super hot Henry Cavill lookalike with wings.
Okay.
Yeah, the fae in Sarah J. Maas are beautiful to behold. They're like the
Okay.
hottest men alive.
Okay.
Probably what you would expect like archangels to look like.
Okay. Got it.
And they have wings. That's literally so they can fly, swoop in and save you if you're in trouble, as one does.
Okay. All right.
But there's nothing beastly about them. Their faces are like divine.
Okay. So
Yeah.
then that's not a good example, but then like alien porn or like sex with a
There's those weird
dinosaur.
ones. Yes, like the Minotaur. Yeah, the Minotaur. Like that's just super weird. I think that that's almost like gimmick monster
No, but I,
fiction.
I don't know if it is because it's like really gaining traction and people really love it and they think it's hot. So I'm very interested.
I saw that one, My Life with the Minotaur, whatever, and I was like, that's not
Like
okay.
no, yeah. Well, it's not that it's
Yeah,
not
okay.
okay. Whatever you want to explore.
Float your boat. For me, that's not okay.
But isn't it interesting how everyone has these different
What do they say?
tastes?
Don't yuck someone else's yum.
Exactly.
I'm gonna say, from my point of view, that Minotaur picture with I was like, oh yuck.
We need to get more adventurous, Delport. Okay, I want to see you
I'm,
writing alien romance.
I'm gonna do it. I did, but my alien was hard. He looked like Damon Salvatore.
No, we need beasts. We need beasts. Then she gives some other examples for other things. She talks about Grey's Anatomy, which I haven't watched. I mean, obviously I've watched Grey's Anatomy, but I haven't watched the whole thing.
Oh, I have.
She
I love
loves Shonda Rhimes. there's like some more examples of fairy tale ones like Cinderella, but like the first one's insta love, the next one's true love match. Then number three is suffering main character. Four is obsessed prince. Five is badass Cinderella. And then pluck rewarded is the bonus one. Like she actually made it happen in the end. It's not just like so
What
she
are
did
these now? What are these?
Cinderella
But one, two, three, four, five. Are they saying the
fantasies.
Universal
Yeah,
Fantasies in Cinderella?
yeah.
Okay.
So you could probably go through any, well, she encourages you to go through any movie and book and just try and
Check them out.
identify the universal fantasies. Do you understand why I find it difficult to explain what they are?
Because they're very fine line from the trope, but they're very different.
Yeah,
And there's a little bit of into like a love triangle to me is both,
it is
but
both.
I think the intent behind it is different. So the love triangle in a trope is there are three people and there are relationship between each of them.
Yeah,
Whereas in the universal fantasies, it's like, oh, how romantic to be loved by two people. And
yeah.
does that make sense? That's how
But
I'm seeing
yeah, it's
it.
like the delicious vibe and emotions
Yeah.
of it. The like the
Why
true,
you want that trope? Why
yes,
it
yes,
appeals to you is
yes.
because you know.
Like you say
Okay,
billionaire and you're like, yeah, billionaire. But then when you're actually in the situation
break
and there
it
is a
down.
billionaire who has fallen in love with you and just wants to give you everything you want, like that
Yeah.
feeling.
What about the one where your very, very best friend becomes a billionaire author and just buys you whatever you want because you're her very best friend? Could that be a universal
Imagine,
fantasy?
imagine that author
For that one.
paid for all your Facebook ads. Can you imagine?
And took me to like Italy and
Oh
you know,
yeah, the fact that once you've nailed Universal Fantasies and you make sure that you have it in your book, it makes it a lot easier to market because
love the
she has
buzzer.
an example of an ad that she ran when she didn't understand Universal Fantasies, and then when she did, and that ad just did so much better. Same book, just did so much better because she understood that deliciousness that made people click on that ad and buy the book.
So, do you recall what the actual change was? Just to put it into like very black and white, like she took the ad, like did she add a line? Did she add a specific?
So the original ad. Um, it's basically just a guy looking down. You can see he's not wearing a top, he's looking down, but it's not graphic, right? And it says, "Oh
Okay.
my God, 5 stars." Okay. But then the
Okay.
copy says, "What Holt Carlson wants, Holt Carlson gets." And unfortunately, what my extremely bitter billionaire ex wants now is red hot, sexy revenge. Then the headline is worst breakup ever. Okay. So it's like a revenge plot. Okay. The one with Universal Fantasy included. What Holt Carlson wants, Holt Carlson gets. Unfortunately, what my extremely bitter ex wants is revenge and a nanny. Wait, what? Read this red hot, sexy, contemporary single dad romance to get the whole story. Found out why so many readers are raving about Holt and Sylvie. So there's
Okay,
a bit
so
of fantasy in there.
it's a single daddy fan, like the
Yeah,
hot single dad.
yeah. The kid who needs a nanny is definitely universal fantasy, and he needs a nanny, and now plus there's some revenge baked in there. So
Okay.
yeah, she said like that just did so much better. Just went
But it's
bananas.
amazing how it's such a small tweak can make such a massive change.
Yeah,
Okay. And I've realized this with like my ad graphics. Like we were testing ad images when we started, and I was like, okay, so that it's weird that that ad won't work in this country, but it works there. So this is a good ad graphic for here, and then this is not. And then I was like, no, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Can't be that different. And I started tweaking, and and I'd be like, suddenly it would just turn on, and I'd be like, oh
yeah,
wow, okay, like
yeah,
this little thing, right?
yeah,
And I think we have to almost try not to be too professional and lean more into our reader's mind
yeah,
than into this author, like trying to put out, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
what do I want? Like, what would grab my attention?
yeah, absolutely. At the
So,
same time, we mustn't always think what we like is what readers will like, because often when people click test things, that the image that they really love is not the winning image. So it's a fine line. She's got a link. She does have like a course that you can do, but you can sign up for her emailer thing and also get a free blurb guidance thing to make sure that you have UF in your blurb. And
okay.
the website is sevenfigurefiction.com. Seven, the number seven. So one of the very important things I think that I highlighted in this book is every chapter has to have something that is important enough to phone your best friend about. So, like, let's say, let's go back to your latest billionaire book, with the funeral, right? She's definitely going to phone her best friend about what happened at the funeral.
You will not believe what happened at this funeral.
Yes. Then, like, let's say the brother comes in, fireman carries her out of her apartment that the heating's off, and she was probably going to freeze to death if he didn't. She's going to call her friend about that. And then you've got to make sure that you keep those stakes high and that tension high enough and interesting things happening so that she's going to be calling her friend every chapter. Because if there's a chapter that goes along without news like that, then it doesn't belong in the story.
So I agree with you, but I also don't like I think do you not think it then becomes very contrived and also very like I know you have to suspend belief as a reader, but there does come surely a point where you go like, okay, enough. Like, are you trying to throw everything and the kitchen sink at this book? Like there's got to be spots where you just kind of do you understand what I'm saying? Because otherwise you're almost like,
Mm.
when do you like
Yeah.
stop putting shite in there? Like it
Yeah,
does that
but
make sense?
it doesn't have to be like the huge reveal, like what happened at the funeral. It can be like she realizes something like, oh my God, I've just realized I'm still in love with the dead brother.
Okay,
Like,
so it
you're gonna
doesn't
phone
have
your
to be
friend, you're gonna be like, oh my God, you won't believe what I've
like
just realized.
like I'm thinking even if would like the implied threat of I'm going to carry you out of here because realistically in a real world scenario someone's not going to fire and lift anyone out of anywhere, right?
I
Because
think
you'd be
that
stuck on the
in a
street.
fantasy, in a romance, in a
Yeah.
smutty romance, that's definitely gonna happen in a smutty romance. I don't think it's unrealistic. I think that happens all the time. Delport, have
Um,
you not been fireman carried out
my,
of a building?
my husband clearly has some work to do this weekend. But friend, I mean, I didn't marry a giant either. You know what I'm saying? I struggle. But
That's where you suspend your belief for a while just to get that fantasy. Like someone picks you up and
I
carries you
would be
away.
like, I don't know, maybe I'm cynical, but if I was reading a book like that, I'd be like, oh, that did not happen, Susan. Like,
But it's
I'd
a
be like, whereas if he threatened, like, and said, if you do not get in that car, I will put you over my shoulder and I will show you. Like, that to me
yes,
is more because you're threatening it, but you're not actually doing the weird thing that, like,
yes, yes.
does that make sense? So would the implied threat of it be enough, or
I
would it
think
have to
so.
be the
I think
actual
so. Yeah.
hoist you up and carry
Yeah.
you out kind of thing?
I think the threat would be enough, but like if I was writing the book, I would definitely make him carry her out because it's just more dramatic.
Yes.
And I don't think it has to be that realistic. I mean, in my books they have sex like 3 times a day, every day. Like that's not realistic.
So that's because that's what I'm thinking. I might do that implied because I cringe when I think of doing like I just like I'm like I don't know. I would be like that doesn't even make sense. Someone would stop you on the street and be like, unhand this woman. But I get what you're saying. It's romance. It's spicy. It needs to be.
No, it's a fantasy. Like at the end of the day, it's fantasy. So try not to make it too realistic. Obviously,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have plot
Also,
on it.
you see, that's the thing for me. Maybe because of my list of like it's always been for me. There's real and there's fantasy, and so fantasy. Yes, I can do whatever I want, but I feel like when you're writing in a real world setting, I almost lean like I want it to be at least realistic.
Yeah. But there again is a fine line between realistic and
Romance.
it could have happened. Like think of all your
Yeah,
favorite movies. There are things in there that probably would not happen in real life. But to
yeah,
make the grand gesture or whatever, it's important for storytelling.
okay. So that's what I think was confusing me is when you said that's got to happen every chapter. I was like, but that's gonna get really
Yeah. No,
like
no, no. Yeah. No, no,
OTT
no. We don't need a dramatic gesture every chapter,
every
but
okay.
something
Something that she would
newsworthy.
okay, okay.
Something that you'd either call your best friend about or you'd post, it would be newsworthy enough to post on social media. That's what Theodora says.
So basically every chapter must have purpose, right? You don't want a
Yeah.
dead chapter
Yeah.
that's
No,
just there.
we knew that before, right? But when she said, would you call your best friend about it? That's like, I was like, oh, okay. So it does have to be a little bit more than in what, in my mind, a chapter needs to be. And, it
Okay.
goes back to the story grid. That editing book that I love so much, The Story Grid by Sean Coyne. And that's when I started plotting out very, very specifically what was going to happen in each book. And every chapter had a line with what's happening in the book, what changes, the polarity shift. So it goes from sad to happy, or
Yes.
nervous to calm or something like that, then there has to be a change every single chapter. Otherwise, it's not a chapter.
Okay, got you.
So it's a similar kind of thing. Like something has to happen.
100%. I feel like it's something that even in my life, like I've had, it's almost like your daydreamy, like, when you sit and like, then you out the window and you're like, oh, imagine this or imagine that, or do you know what I mean? Like very
Yeah,
much leaning into desires and dreams and things like that.
yeah.
And then I think if you can meet those 100%, then you've half the battle's won.
We basically we're making our readers' fantasies,
True.
deep-seated
Yes.
fantasies come true, and that's amazing. So if you
Yes.
can get that right, no wonder a book's going to take off. No wonder a book's going to be easy to market because you've got
I'm trying to think of like Fourth Wing, what the Universal Fantasies would be there. Because I'm immediately leaning into tropes like
yeah,
enemies to
yeah.
lovers
So
and
competition would definitely be up there.
winning,
Competition
yes.
is one mentioned for Grey's Anatomy. In fact, there's she's got a list of Universal
Bully
Fantasy.
likes you. It's the bully secretly likes you is definitely in
Yes,
there.
bully, definitely, definitely.
Okay. So I
Also
think that would be,
perseverance. She
I'm gonna
perseveres and
try,
she wins.
yes, I'm gonna try and take like a few of my favorite books and see if I can
Yeah. Yeah.
do, because it is, I think the more familiar you get with it, the more you understand the difference between that and the trope.
Yes, I think so too.
What are Bridgertons?
Bridgerton, opposite world from yours. So basically, it's like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Alice in Wonderland, The Wizard of Oz, Harry Potter. It's like a completely different world. Urban fantasy is pretty much
Yes.
definitely in that vibe, right?
Discover that you're a witch and you actually
Yeah,
have these magical powers. Or
yeah.
remember when you were young and you used to put on your Superman suit and jump off a wall and really hope that you were going to fly?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, because you always believe magic's real when you're young, right? Then we just forget. One similar to that is a nightmare world. So that's like more dystopian. It's Hunger Games, The Walking Dead, The Three Body Problem. It's like the nightmare version of your world. I don't know why
And
that
that would
is
be
under
fantastic.
Bridgerton, though. I think that might be a mistake. The next one is inclusion for the win. So you know how they incorporated people of color into Bridgerton, like the Queen and Queen Charlotte and that kind of thing, and how amazing it was for people because they could finally see people like themselves in a beautiful historical drama like that. I mean, imagine being a 16-year-old black girl and you watch Bridgerton and you're like, that is
Oh,
cool. That is so cool.
my lady is the queen.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
two seconds.
love it.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's inclusion. Then also rules, scandals, secrets, and questions. In fact, any kind of that period drama, I think has that, right? The rules, the scandal. You
Yeah.
may not be in the room of it's another someone
So,
opposite gender.
yeah. So, would you, this book, you think everyone should read this book, hey? You would recommend this
Oh
book?
yeah, no, definitely. And it's a very quick read. I read it quite slowly because I was trying to like get it in my brain. And as far as I know, there's not an audiobook because usually I would want this kind of thing in an audiobook. Yeah, definitely recommend it. I haven't given you 80% of what's in the book, so you should definitely buy it and definitely support Theodora. And also, if you do it, you can get the list of Universal Fantasies at the end. They're not that
Is it long?
many,
Is
but
it a
they
long?
are
I was
useful.
gonna say. Okay. Okay.
She says, because towards the end of the book, I'm like, I hope she's written a list because I need the actual list. And she's like, no, you have to do your own. I'm like, damn it. But then there is a short list. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So you can pick one and then all of this I think feeds into writing to market really, really well.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
choose your
Yeah.
tropes, choose your
Yeah.
universal fantasies, build your story before you write your story.
Yes.
And then
She says she knows
um,
it's difficult for pantsers. But then
yes.
she
So
says
I
even
struggle.
yeah. Even if you try and have a universal fantasy, like before you go into a chapter, like what universal fantasy are we gonna put into this chapter? Which I think seems quite hectic because imagine putting a universal fantasy into every chapter.
Yeah.
That
No, that would
seems
be
that seems hard and crazy to me. But I think it's how she writes, and she sells her books sell very, very well. But how it all started is quite interesting because she had a few trad deals that didn't work out that well. And then she figured out that she could write indie romance and like her life just exploded. But then she'd write a book and it would flop. And then her next book that she didn't think was as good would sell like crazy. And she gets so frustrated because the first time her book hits the top 100 in the Kindle store, she was so mad because she's like, I don't understand. I don't understand why this one hits and the other one doesn't hit. And she wasn't happy. She was like, ugh. Yeah,
It is hard though if you don't understand what's happening behind the scenes. Because how do you replicate the
exactly.
success if you don't
Exactly.
understand the
But I think
success?
most people would be happy that they had a book in the top
Yeah.
100, no matter what. But anyway, Theodora wasn't. But that's what made her like trying to figure it out. And like she went into the, because it's completely her. Hey, she's not writing about someone else's idea of universal fantasy. She coined the term. She did the homework. Yeah, yeah, it's all her. And then she figured out these things. And then she noticed that as soon as she wrote with the Universal Fantasies in mind, her book would do well. Another reason to read it is when you're reading it, you get a bit excited and you're like, oh, this is cool. And you actually want to write more. Like I really wanted to write my third series, my fantasy series, before I went on holiday. But while I was reading this, I got that feeling like, oh, I wish I could write right now because I know that some of these fantasies I'd love to
Give
put
me,
them.
give me three that you want to potentially put into your next book.
Oh no, I don't know yet.
Oh, can't be that excited.
No, it was just a feeling of reading
That's
it,
like excitement.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, so they should read the book and include them. You're right, it is really hard for pantsers to do any of these things, but I think that this is the difference between career authors and hobby authors. I heard that term the other day and I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. Is that if you want to be a career author, you really do have to not just wing everything. We need to stop. And I think topics like this, I'll say it again, it falls under writing to market. And I think that's ultimately what, if you want to be a career author, you need to start looking at doing now, is writing to market.
I
So
want
important.
to agree with you because that's how I feel about my writing. Like I don't feel like I can absolutely just wing everything. Like I want the marketing plan before I actually write the book now. Not the plan, the marketing idea
Strategy.
of the
Strategy.
book strategy. I want the hook before I write the book because it's just going to
Say
make
that again.
everything more easier.
Say it again.
I want the hook before I write the book.
Best. All right.
But
On that note.
but I have to push back because people like Joanna Penn
Yeah.
are not plotters. And there are
Yeah.
loads of very, very successful authors out there who are not plotters and are doing extremely well.
But I
So,
think no, but I think even a pantser will have a spine. I never go into a book
yeah,
without knowing how it ends. I always know how it ends.
yeah,
I don't have the middle, I don't, but I know what the end is going to be.
yeah, yeah. And I think having clarity going into a book just makes everything much easier. You don't have to know everything, but you know the bones of the story.
The spine, have the spine. The rest can
Yeah,
come later. The meat can
yeah,
come later.
yeah.
Okay, I think we peaked.
Woo! I think
That's
we
right. I
peaked.
think we peaked. Thank you for that. I love that you go out and you read and you research and you work so hard and then you come and give us the Cliff Notes version. And we seem very, very clever because of it.
Yes.
We
Happy
can
to
apply
serve.
it immediately into
I'm
our
a happy
writing.
servant,
Yes. Oh, I know. You just love to serve.
making your fantasies come true, Delport.
100%. One dream at a time, friend. One dream at a time.
Next time I'm going to cook you dinner.
Oh. It's us. So next podcast is London. What's it called? SPS.
SPS Live.
SPS London. And do you have your notes?
I have them. They're right here.
Lots of them.
Yes.
Okay. Should we
No,
dive in?
no, they're not that many. They're not that many. Because I didn't go to any of the talks.
Oh, but that's okay because you
Yeah.
still were strategizing and chatting and
Yeah. I
keeping
mean,
one-on-one. You do one-on-one now. You're too cool to go to talks. You get the one-on-one stuff. Also, you better be bringing up the gondola. Why do I keep calling it a gondola? Is it a gondola?
the rickshaw.
Gondola. Rickshaw. You
Yeah,
better tell us about your rickshaw
I
trip.
will.
Okay, let us dive into London, baby. So let's wrap this up.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing your knowledge, Obi-Wan.
You're welcome. Thank you, Theodora Taylor, for being awesome.
Yes, 100%. All right, cool, friend. Well, I'll see you in the next episode.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Oh, look, great.